Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to tell you how to play drop down on combo. Holy. Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to tell you how to play drop down on cobblestone. Pretty much, cobblestone is a fantastic map, especially when you have control of drop down. Drop down is pretty much everything in this map. If you don't have control of it, a lot of things are going to go wrong for you and your team. So the first thing I like to do whenever I get into drop down, no matter what, because people play very aggressive pistol rounds, it's kind of a lot to buy a smoke. So usually you'd buy 5.7 or P250 and probably a nade or flash or something like that, depending on what pistol you bought. So anyways, pistol round, obviously, most people in just any matchmaking system in general that isn't ESEA, they love pushing this just pistol round because it's like so easy. Glocks close range, you know, that's kind of how Glocks are good. So then pretty much you can do a simple nade like this to kind of stop it, and this is only very beginning of the round. They're pushing like this. Boom would get their entry fragger or two, so then you can get 1 or 2 kills, but like much more easily than if they weren't lit at all. And then you kind of throw it weight and then hit everyone behind, but who cares because they're not going to be the ones killing you first. So then it kind of helps with the push overall. And then once you get into gun rounds, smokes are very useful. I usually smoke at the very beginning because you don't want them up here peeking really fast, like trying to get info. You just kind of want them to stay back and put or whatever with nades to delay them. So anyways, what I usually do to smoke it is something like this, which depending on how it bounces, see right there, it bounced off of this thing. It does help a bit because then if you did boost up here, since I'll show you that right now. So anyways, what I mean by boosting is pretty much adding a bot up here, like that I'll show you right now. It's kind of to give the general overall detail. You can usually put a player here or something, and then you can get onto their head by them crouch jumping or whatever, and then you get all the way up here perfectly. And with that smoke, I kind of had it like right there. It's very good because it could be like right here if they do decide to push all the way out or whatever past the smoke, then it's very good position. Or you can even get into this corner, which a lot of people do, and this is kind of good because it's sort of as a CT, you kind of blend in with the smoke, making you a harder target to really see in peripheral vision. Just kind of like, oh, there's a guy. Most pro players and better players overall usually check that though. This is usually not a very good thing to do at lower ranks though, since a lot of people, you know, they just like stomping around. They'll be like, oh, okay, let's go, drop, and then you can hear the wooden or whatever, like the wood stuff, make a lot of noise. Therefore, you can time your mollies a lot better. So if you usually see a flash, usually you just do that and back up immediately to kind of do it. What a lot of people do when they're holding drop down is have 2 people in here, so kind of like one over towards this doorway, kind of like, you know, spotting or whatever, another one over here ready for a nade or something. So if there are like 2 pushing, then sort of do that and start helping. A lot of people, they like playing out here, which is a terrible idea because people can actually jump over this just fine when they are entering down drop, so then they can just kind of bypass your whole vision. But this is usually a position if you're like going to hurry and rotate fast or whatever, or if you are playing 2, then this position is fine because they can't really jump over without anyone noticing it, and then you can kill the ones that come up close or do peek right here. And by the way, also, what's a great spam spot if you are playing a position like that is kind of like just spam through this wood right here, and kind of not exactly that part here, I'll show you much more better, is kind of like spam it right there. And so what that will do is if anyone's kind of like up here while a good smoke up close, for example, which just pop one right here, I'll show you that later. It will, if you remember where those bullets are, it will kind of get someone that's ready to like get flashed through and jump down immediately. It would kind of like hit them in the head a few times. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but it does enough that it could kill someone. So what I mean by like a good smoke is pretty much you want to usually left and right click. So if you can see my hand, this is normal left click, this is just only right click, and then this is both. So then you just kind of like want to lob it up there, and it's a very good smoke because then they have a lot less room to work with to jump out of the smoke or whatever. And so like for example, a smoke like this, it's kind of hard. You see people last second just as you're kind of really exposed. But the closer it is, the longer it takes for them to actually see you if they're pushing through smoke. So anyways, that's pretty much how you can hold drop down inside of it with smokes and stuff. So if anyone does need help drop and you are rotating from A, you can kind of do a nice lob just like I showed you before. A Lob Flash is kind of like a little tap like this, and usually it kind of lands right here, so therefore if someone was up here, it would land perfectly in their way, and then usually anyone that's just watching this, it kind of lands right there perfectly, kind of flashes them pretty decently as well. So in a scenario that a teammate needs help and you're up on like right here on plat or whatever, usually this, let's just say this is smoked for now. What you can do to help that teammate out, they'll flash him into drop to like retake control or whatever, or just peek for info. Kind of line up right here. I know this is pretty round, but just kind of line up a bit. It doesn't need to be super accurate, and you kind of aim at the middle or top of this, doesn't matter. Just kind of run forward for a bit, and then perfect flash in, and it will bounce up right there. It's very inconsistent. Depends how long you like hold W or whatever, but overall it works pretty dang well. Speaking of assisting drop down, if you do lose control of it and you are holding the coop position, a lot of people, like terrorists, when they're taking B or whatever, they'll have this crossed, like that smoke crossed. So like the very last second you throw a molly, just kind of aiming at that top branch, and it will bounce in here and not letting anyone kind of be in Skyfall whatsoever. If you didn't know, this place is called Skyfall that I play, and then this is called drop down. Anyways, so then you can do that, and also in this like case and scenario or whatever the fuck you want to say, this smoke is there, you can just kind of do a tap like that, and it will land in here and kind of stop them as well. It's very good, just molly to do and to save time, whatever, to be able to, you know, stop people from pushing all the way through here to B site and to wait both of them, and they did obviously wasted this utility to use the smoke the cross, so then they could just do it again. And for example, both of you guys, like, so if there's a person playing here, like I showed you the other molly, just kind of hang on up here or whatever, that one, and then the smoke dissipates or whatever because they're delayed because no drop members, and then someone else does something like this or whatever, and then that makes them waste 2 smokes, and most likely they'll just have to be like YOLO and push it through completely. So a great flash while you're in the Skyfall area when the terrorists are taking the B site or whatever is you line up in this corner right here, you aim right at this wooden thing, and it bounces up, and yeah, you might be blinded, but see, as you can see, it's not covered by anything, so anyone like that's just barely going onto the site will be flashed, and it's pretty good to retake B site just like ever so slightly or delay as long as you can for rotation. So anyways, that's pretty much my drop down tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.